Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. The crypto market cap right now is holding steady at about 267.6 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 70.5%. And yesterday, Bitcoin did see quite a surge. Right now, trading at about $10,538. XRP trading at 26 cents. But here's Bitcoin, guys, on the daily. And guys, as you can see, we saw over the last couple of days quite a bit of movement for Bitcoin, and we know Bitcoin is the pulse of the market, so we have to follow Bitcoin in order to see what the cryptocurrency market could do next. Here, I put it on the hourly here right now for you guys, so you can see that surge from yesterday, right? We hit a high of almost 10,800. Now coming back down and correcting a little, but I think that we're going to be on our way up for the next month or so, similar to what we saw back in, what did we see back in May? May and June and even April, I believe. Yeah, we were going up in May, June, and it started in April here, right at the beginning of April. Some plateauing before we saw another move up, and then May we saw some significant gains, and June, huge gains all the way up to here by June 26th, and then we saw that correction. We've been in that holding pattern now for a couple of months. We will likely see some basing in some levels of support before we continue some movement upwards. So right now, it's looking as if we're here, okay? Bitcoin hitting a bit of resistance before it continues to make its way up. That's my thought. We have seen that holding pattern now for 2 months, so I think it's time for Bitcoin to move, people. We need to see XRP get up there. Hit that 50-cent mark again, and if you guys bought at 25 cents, you could double your money probably within the next 2-3 months. And that's just the short game, people. 100% in a few months, great returns on your investment, but lots of us are eyeing XRP adoption and what that will mean for our XRP investment. This from Crypto Wolf on Twitter, at XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple hires former Congressional assistant Ron W. Hammond as the new manager for government relations. He was a legislative assistant for Ohio Rep. Warren Davidson. Hammond was also the former legislative leader for the team that crafted, get this guys, the Token Taxonomy Act. That's right, Ripple hiring all the right people. So Ron Hammond, the new manager of government relations for Ripple. Hammond was reportedly part of the team that crafted the Token Taxonomy Act, a bill that would exclude cryptocurrencies from classification as securities, as well as provide the introduction of regulatory certainty for businesses and regulators in the U.S. blockchain industry. So Ron Hammond once worked for the government to draft the Token Taxonomy Act, or to help draft it at least, now actually working for the company Ripple. What kind of message does that send? I will let you guys ruminate over that. XRP community takeover. So this down here is talking about what has been happening in the XRP community and how they're threatening to hard fork if Ripple executives keep dumping XRP onto the market. And Brad Garlinghouse did say XRP sales are about helping expand XRP's utility, building RippleNet, and supporting other business building with XRP, i.e. Dharma and Forte. And I covered this in a former video. Reality is we decreased our sales by volume quarter over quarter, and since then the inflation rate of XRP circulating supply has been lower than that of BTC and ETH. So still there's that issue. People are concerned about XRP being suppressed by the company. Of course, Ripple, the company, has a reason why they were putting so much XRP into the ecosystem, over-the-counter sales, right? But Brad Garlinghouse publicly stating that they have decreased sales quarter over quarter. I'm going to get back to XRP distribution in a second, but let me talk to you about this first. Crypto sleuthing firm Elliptic raises $23 million in fundraise, led by none other than SBI Holdings, guys. So blockchain forensics firm Elliptic has raised $23 million in a Series B funding round led by Tokyo-based financial institution SBI Holdings. Announced Wednesday, the funding will help drive Elliptic's Asia expansion, which includes a recently opened Singapore office and one in Japan that will open this week. Just wanted to point this out as well. Also participating in the round, one of the institutions include Santander InnoVentures, and we know Santander partnered with Ripple. SBI's got a big stake in Ripple as well. So building the financial ecosystem, setting the landscape for cryptocurrency innovation within that sector. What is Elliptic, you may ask? Well, Elliptic uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to trace and locate suspicious transactions on blockchains. Smith said Elliptic would be used across SBI's suite of crypto businesses, including its exchange, VC trade and custody business, and more broadly across SBI's portfolio of blockchain companies and its banking and financial partners. So a smart piece of technology to, possibly flag fraudulent transactions. SBI and Santander, the arms of those companies that fund new innovations, have both contributed to this project, and we know they are linked to Ripple as well. Down here, the XRP factor, as well as building a raft of crypto-facing businesses, SBI Holdings, previously known as SoftBank Investment, is the largest external investor in XRP, the native cryptocurrency of the Ripple blockchain system. SBI has ambitious plans to build an XRP ecosystem in Japan, where the coin has a sizable hardcore group of fans, according to SBI's 9. It's also one of the reasons Elliptic was so attractive to SBI, since it happens to be the best blockchain sleuthing firm when it comes to XRP. Then they talk down here a little bit about the inner workings. I saw this. Nye said SBI's goal is to see XRP showcased as a global cryptocurrency at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Guys, that is just 1 year away. He said at the Tokyo Olympics, a lot of people will come to Japan. They will be shopping and traveling around, and they will be able to use XRP in a secure way, protected by a platform like Elliptic. So clearly, building the rails for financial transactions is just one part of this infrastructure building process. There is still a need for companies like Elliptic to run its monitoring software, its sleuthing software, for people to feel secure. You know, if you're going to be using cryptocurrency, XRP, whatever cryptocurrency really, for any transaction, you don't want there to be any loose ends before you get people up and running on the platform. I finally saw this on Twitter, and people have been talking about this from David Schwartz. A tweet initially posted by Bull Run Wonka, that's at Willy Wonka XRP on Twitter, discussing Bitcoin's Lightning Network and how it's shriveling due to terrible incentives. So just going to go over this. So the usage of Bitcoin's Lightning Network underwent a sizable decline in 2019. According to data from Bitcoin Visuals, 23% of Lightning Network payment channels closed down in the past 5 months alone. Meanwhile, the amount of Bitcoin locked up on the network for use in making payments fell 22% in the same time period. Shockingly, node operators have admitted to just making $20 a month in return for locking up $5 million worth of their Bitcoin. Doesn't really sound like a very great proposition, does it? There's a video down in this article explaining the Lightning Network a little bit more, but here's just a brief highlight here. The Lightning Network is a layer 2 scaling solution which was created to facilitate micropayments on Bitcoin. So guys, the Lightning Network focusing on micropayments, XRP, obviously the leader in micropayments. Bitcoin maximalists were really trying to find a way to have some sort of solution for micropayments, and it seems as though it's falling flat. Anyway, don't want to dwell on this too much, but I did want to get back to this because David Schwartz from Ripple responded to this. So he says layer 2 scaling is still significantly impacted by layer 1 performance. Locking up money in slow systems makes payments expensive. I was first attracted to Bitcoin because I didn't want to build on top of interior layers propped by those with financial interests in them. Then crypto researcher asks what David Schwartz has been working on lately. Lately, I've been working on a lot of ideas for improvements to the XRP ledger, mostly around decentralization and security, and working with Ethan Beard and M. Schwartz on what Spring will be building. Santiago Valez asks, is Spring specifically interested in leveraging the XRPL, or are there use cases being considered up and down the IOV stack L2 to L5, including ILP? David Schwartz responds, the big picture strategy hasn't changed. Work with the ILP community to position ILP as the TCP/IP of value, a neutral, simple protocol that can support any kind of value on any ledger. Work with the XRP community to position XRP as the best currency to use with ILP. The XRP ledger proposals that I've been working on the most fit into that strategy. They improve decentralization, reliability, security, performance, and ILP interoperability. That from David Schwartz. Then does this pass? Asks David. It's known that the XRPL is decentralized, but XRP distribution is centralized. This centralization can arguably place some control over the coin. Are you referring to further decentralization of the ledger or the coin? If XRPL, isn't it already decentralized? If the coin, how? David Schwartz responds, I'm talking about operational decentralization. That is, the way the ledger executes. I don't think operational decentralization is a yes or no issue. I think it's a technical characteristic that can continue to improve over time. He continues by saying, proof of work does provide decentralization, but it's proven to be a technological dead end. You get what you get and that's it. By contrast, distributed agreement algorithms can keep getting better. One of the proposals, for example, significantly improves partition tolerance. He finalizes the thread by saying, and by the way, I am concerned about XRP distribution. I just have to be more careful about what I say for somewhat obvious reasons, And when I can't talk freely and honestly about something, I generally prefer not to say very much at all. So David Schwartz, concerned about XRP distribution, obviously bound by NDAs. I don't think that this is going to be a problem over the long term. I think that in the short term, we are seeing price, not really increase at the pace that we'd like it to. I'm just going to put XRP here on the hourly, guys. I think that if there wasn't this mitigating of the price, so if Ripple was not touching XRP at all, the volatility would just be insane. I'm just going to put XRP here on the daily for you guys, because even with the measures in place to keep a quote-unquote cap on the price, with their programmatic sales, we're still seeing instances like this that happened last year back in September 2018. Before the announcement of XRP jumped 300% based on FOMO. And so we've been constantly hearing great news, great articles about Ripple, the partnerships, all this stuff on social media. And I think realistically, XRP could have led the pack if it was just left alone by Ripple, and if a billion XRP was not dumped into the market every month. So yes, what I'm saying is the fact that Ripple is mitigating the price, they want to keep it stable enough so that their clients can be happy, their clients can feel comfortable using it. They won't see it as that volatile chance, that risk that they're taking, because you got to remember Ripple's business is riding on this. They need the optics to look good for their clients. They need to foster the ecosystem. They need to keep building those rails. They need to make sure all their ducks are in a row before the lid pops off and we see a high need for XRP, increasing demand, which will eventually increase the price. I'd love to know what David Schwartz is thinking and can't tell us, though, don't you? Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.